Hi everybody, it's me, Lady T. I just wanted to come to you today and talk to you a little bit about my condition that I'm living with called lupus. There are three types of lupus. There's systemic lupus, there's discoid lupus, and there's lupus that people can get because of medication. I was told that I have lupus, systemic lupus, as well as discoid lupus. However, my doctor has come to the conclusion that I have discoid lupus and sarcoidosis. If you're not familiar with sarcoidosis, Bernie Mac had it and Bernie Mac died from sarcoidosis. I, however, am not claiming sarcoidosis. I'm living with lupus right now, and it is a very debilitating disease. Lupus brings with it other riders, as I call them, fibromyalgia and Sjogren's disease, as well as neuropathy. If you talk to a lot of people that have lupus, they will tell you that they have some of the same things going on with them as well. I get the tingling in my feet really bad. Sometimes it's so bad it's just almost unbearable. I have spasms in my thigh, in my right thigh, which sometimes renders me unable to walk properly. I walk with a limp sometimes because of the pain, the throbbing in the muscles in my right leg. I suffer with joint pain in my hands, in my feet, in my arms, in my legs, my knees. It's just a lot going on that I have to deal with lupus and Sjogren's and fibromyalgia and neuropathy. There's a lot of things going on. And because a lot of people don't really know about lupus or don't know what lupus entails, they may have heard about it, but they don't really understand it. Let me just talk about discoid lupus right now. If you look at my face, most of the time when I do my YouTube lives, or not YouTube live, but Facebook lives, or if I have to be in front of people, most of the time I have makeup on. And a lot of times I don't like looking at myself when I don't have makeup on, because when I look at my face, I'm reminded of what is attacking my body, and it's my body attacking itself. That's what lupus is your body attacking itself. And years ago, I was diagnosed with lupus, and it started with a small dot, a darker dot on my nose, and my doctor at the time said I needed to go get checked for skin cancer. Went to the dermatologist. She did a biopsy from somewhere over here, and it came back that I was positive for lupus, discoid lupus. As you can see now, I have this scar here on my nose, and this is part of they call it a butterfly rash. But mine hasn't gone over to the other side of my face right there. But if you look here and look here, you can see that my face is discolored. And this is due to the lupus. If you look down here and look over here, you can also see, and right here, that my face is discolored. And it's also because of lupus. I get rashes on my face. I get rashes in my mouth, on my tongue, and the roof of my mouth. And basically the rashes are pretty much contained to my face. Also, as a part of dealing with lupus, I have to deal with my hands swelling. My hands hurt so bad sometimes that I can hardly just use them. My feet also are the same way. They swell. I get tingling. I get numbness. And this is not just because of lupus. It's because of other things that ride with lupus, such as fibromyalgia and neuropathy, and it's one more thing that I can't remember right now. Sjogren's disease. Sjogren's. And Sjogren's disease means that places that are supposed to be moist or, lubricated on your body, your mouth, your eyes, other places, they're not. They're dry because for whatever reason, Sjogren's makes it dry. And most people that I have spoken to with lupus, whether it's discoid lupus or discoid lupus or systemic lupus, they have the same thing. They have Sjogren's disease where their mouth is very dry, and their eyes are very dry, their nose is dry, and other places, are dry that are supposed to be wet, lubricated. So I deal with that. I have recently had to stop wearing contact lenses because I was getting infections in my eyes. And the doctor did tell me that if I continue to wear contact lenses, if I get another infection in my eyes, I could potentially go blind. So as hard as it is for me to wear glasses, I wear glasses now because I don't want to go blind. I have enough issues now. I don't want to go blind. Also, some of the things that bother me is my scalp. I get sores in my scalp a lot. I get so many sores in my scalp. They hurt. It's just a part of what goes on with lupus. So I deal with that too. With lupus comes, I'm tired so much. I'm so tired. I'm exhausted to the point where I can do nothing but go to sleep. I can do nothing but lay down. And to people who don't really understand that, it might seem like I'm lazy or, whatever. A lot of people do say that, oh, you're just lazy or you don't look sick or it doesn't look like anything's wrong, but that's not true. Lupus has a lot of things that when we have this disease or this diagnosis, we deal with a lot of stuff that people don't even recognize. Sometimes we have brain farts. That's what a lot of people in the lupus community call them, where we just forget stuff. And it's like, man, what was I just doing? What was I just saying? And those are becoming more frequent with me. And I've noticed that. But all in all, me having lupus is not stopping me from what I'm supposed to be doing on this earth. But I wanted to come and talk to you and let you guys see me in the raw. This is me. This is what I look like when I wake up in the morning. I don't look like the person that has on the eyeliner and the lipstick and the foundation and all of that, the eyebrows done and the eyelashes on. I don't look like that when I wake up. This is what I look like when I wake up. Actually, I'll take this off. This is what I look like when I wake up in the morning. And some days when I wake up, I feel good. Some days I wake up, I don't feel good. I deal with issues with my heart. I have AFib. My heart beats, it just goes rapidly for no reason at all. I was told I had a heart attack. I did have a stroke. These kind of things go on when you're dealing with lupus. And I've had those things, and I had the stroke. I was in my 30s when I had the stroke, and I was in my 40s when I had the quote-unquote heart attack. It wasn't a major heart attack, but nonetheless, I was told that I had a heart attack because I have scar tissue on my heart somewhere. Also, dealing with lupus, my bones are becoming brittle because I've been on prednisone for so many years. I've been on prednisone since I was diagnosed with lupus, and I believe I was diagnosed with lupus in 2009. My husband has to remind me all the time because I never remember what year it was, but I believe it was around 2009 when I was diagnosed with lupus. And prior to being diagnosed with lupus, I was sick all the time. And every time I would go to the doctor, the doctors would always say, there's nothing wrong with you. We don't see anything wrong with you. All of the tests that we're taking are coming back negative, but I was always sick. They could see the symptoms, but they couldn't find any medical diagnosis for me. So they would come back and say, oh, it's in your mind. You just want attention, all these things. Even when I was a little girl, I stayed sick all the time. My hands used to hurt all the time. Things would drop out my hand because I couldn't feel them. And people would always say, oh, you're just doing this for attention, even as an adult. And it made me mad that people would say stuff like that because I knew what I was feeling in my body. And then I finally got the diagnosis, and I was like, oh my God, like, this is what's been happening to me all this time. There was a time in my life where I was having problems with my monthly cycle, and it got so bad that I had to have hysterectomy. And my doctor said part of it had to do with lupus. Lupus just had me messed up, and nobody knew I had it until I was I must have been in my early 40s, because I'm 55 now. But whatever the case is, I finally got the diagnosis. And some people, especially in the church world, will probably say, well, you shouldn't glory in that, and you should claim your healing. I have claimed my healing. But I want to explain to people some things that people don't know about me and what I deal with lupus. With lupus, we get depressed. Sometimes it looks like life is just so gloomy. And it's just when you go through, when you're having, what do they call it? When I'm having I forgot what it's called now. Okay, here I go with that. A flare. When we're having a flare, these things happen to us, and we cry, we're emotional, and those kind of things. And to me, it's annoying, but it happens. So that's a part of my life, and I go through these things, but I still have joy. And am I joyful every day? Mm-mm. Am I happy every day? Mm-mm. But I'm learning to be in my situation. When I tell you it's so painful for me, it's painful for me. I've had a hip replacement. My right hip has been replaced, and it feels like it's going out of whack, and I don't want that to happen. But this is me. This is me. So when you see me made up, this is what I look like under the makeup. And I just wanted to come and share this with you so you guys can get an idea about what lupus is and what lupus does. It really affects it affects you bad. If you have systemic lupus, it affects your organs, your heart, your liver, your kidneys, your lungs. And I'll talk about this in the next video. I have problems with my lungs. But my doctor is trying to now say that I have sarcoidosis, and because of this bubble that's on my eye that's been here for years, and it's been diagnosed as being non-malignant. It's not cancerous, but he says he's only seen this type of thing in people with sarcoidosis. So I don't subscribe to that, but this is what my doctor is saying. He believes is going on with me. And then I have the problems with my lungs, and I have the, rapid heartbeat and all this other stuff going on that's associated with sarcoidosis. So this is me. This is my life. And again, I said I don't like looking at me like this. Sometimes it's very depressing to see myself look like this, because it's a constant reminder of it's a disease in my body that's attacking me. So I don't like to see myself like this. Sometimes my lip splits, my lip bleeds. I just have a lot of stuff that goes on that people don't really know about, because I haven't really disclosed a whole lot to people what's going on. Because especially in the church world, they'll say, don't claim it, claim your healing and all of this. And I do. But I have to say this, that this is my life. This is lupus. This is what happens to my life. And I enjoy crafting. And some days I can't even come in my craft room and do anything because the pain is so ridiculous. And I love to craft. So I deal with that too. So if you see me putting up videos and all of a sudden you don't see me putting up videos, it's because I'm dealing with my symptoms of lupus. So in the next video, we'll talk a little bit more. If you have any questions, please post them down in the comment section. And don't forget to share this video and subscribe and like the video. All right, Lady T signing out.